AskReddit by MR Tuxedo 1. What does everyone do but won't admit? Don't go to see the doctor when they know they should. I'm doing this right now. I think I have cancer and will die. I can't face it. Fuck. Have, and even win, an argument with a stranger from an encounter 3 years ago when you didn't say anything street the time. Has to be done in the shower. Give advice that they don't follow. Ask for advice and don't follow. Try to sing, like, really good. When I'm alone, I be hitting those high notes even though I sound like a dying walrus. My morning voice in the shower, I can hit some damn good bass notes, even the occasional growl. But eventually that voice fades away, my sinuses tighten up in the cold, etc, and I lose all ability to sing. Damn it. Wonder if people that have since long disappeared from your life, or you've only met once or twice, from time to time still think about you. Probably so. I know I have. I've also caught up with people I haven't seen in a decade or more who said they thought of me on occasion. Some of these thoughts of others are seemingly random thoughts that have no connection to anything as of recent. Rehash conversations or plan future ones with people who aren't there. Edit. Thanks for all the karma and awards. The half of us that do this apparently go hard. And there's something called maladaptive daydreaming. That is a totally different level where you can go from rehashing conversations and events incessantly trying to find an ideal version, to putting yourself in totally fictive situations and fantasy worlds for hours a day. Judge. We all do it. It's about being intelligent enough to not let that cloud our perspective. Also, I mean, sometimes it's okay and even good to judge. Sometimes people are bad for you to be around, and that's important to recognize. Being judgmental is only a bad thing if you're overly so and or do it for bad reasons, emo. But even with that, yeah, we all do it. Pick their nose and scratch their ass. There was a similar ask a while back and this came up. One user's dad apparently had a saying, we all pick our noses, it's what we do afterwards that separates us. Take a huge dump and just sit there like, damn, that was awesome. I got mugged once, and they took my camera. The last picture that I ever took on it was a glorious bono of a turd that I couldn't bear to leave undocumented. I was furious about losing my passport, wallet, etc, but liked the idea of the ratty little fucker who took them being amazed and terrified by a picture of a turd. Pick sides. Physically they don't, but mentally they do. I'm team left side. Think about compliments given by someone years ago. When I was a freshman in high school, I had this super shaggy hair until I got frustrated with it and cut it. This girl in my social studies class noticed, lit up, and said, I can see your face. I forget what I said in response exactly, but I was clearly shy about it, and she went on, it's a very good thing. It's now 25 years later and I never grew my hair out again. Pretend like they weren't sleeping when a phone call wakes them up. I do the opposite and don't answer the call. I then have a lane for another half an hour before telling them I was asleep. Probably complain. No one likes a complainer, but everyone I've ever met complains about crap. People will complain about complaining and still not get this. Pick your nose, like it's an effective way to clear when blowing, just can't quite do it, but no, it's seen as unnatural. Agreed, although I still feel like it's best to do it in private. I once saw a waitress pick her nose while she was bringing out my plate of food with the other hand. I know we're all human and it just needs to be done sometimes, but I would much rather not have seen that. Home Alone farts that rattle the windows and scare the pets. The neighbor's pets. I farted on the farm once and the cows started walking away from me. Fart in public. It may be discreet, but you've done it. In the beginning of my relationship, I would wait until we walking in heavy traffic and let it go. He heard me once and now every time a bus goes by, he gives me a sideways look. Talk to themselves when they are alone. Because you're in great company. Click a pair of tongs together twice whenever they pick one up. Judge people as being horrible human beings for doing things while driving that you excuse as being okay if you yourself do it. Anyone driving faster than me is a maniac. Anyone driving slower than me is a moron. A good saying to keep in mind in all aspects of life really. Eater, this misquote of a Carlin line. Should have credited him. Fantasize about others. Masturbating to things they'd never do. Eye roll. Secretly wish certain PPL move away. Secretly ? I wish for lightning to strike people in front of them. Being a snob about at least one thing. Wine, food, chainsaws, whatever. Mittens. Lie. Everybody lies. Thanks Dr. House. Look at their poops in the toilet. Your doctor will tell you that's actually a good habit to get into because it can alert you of any GI problems you might have. Lay awake at night remembering everything that you've done wrong in your entire life in 30 seconds and then just lying there thinking about each and every one of them individually until you've got to get up and do SMTH for the day. Talk behind people's backs. I made a point of reducing that habit to a bare minimum. Save from toxic chats about whom I'll warn people. Either I praise people in their back or I hold my tongue. First off, it actually feels better. Then, it prevents from getting bit in the ass by my own words. And finally it doesn't get my friends to wonder what I'd say about them when they're not around. Generally a huge life improvement. Cup your hands over your chest in the shower. Let it fill with water. Then let the water drop all at once. Haven't done this in years. I'll be right back. Die. Not me though. They stare at shit-covered toilet paper to see if they're done wiping. I find it quite gross when people say they don't do this. You're just taking a gamble that you might be walking around with a poopy butthole or what? Masturbate OFC.